Good morning, dear students. Welcome to another session of Elective Accounting 3. I hope you have understood the last example very well and you also have written down the same in your book. So today we are going to solve second example of our chapter. The file I have already sent you, the question file I have already sent you through WhatsApp group. Alright, so now we are solving the second example of our litho. So example, the balance sheet of Loveto Limited is given as under as on 31st March 2011. Preference shares 3,20,000, equity shares 3,20,000, debentures 128, P&L account 5,600, general reserve 1,02,400, outstanding expenses 12,800, bills payable 8,000, creditors 16,000 and provident fund 32,000. Goodwill, furniture, building, machinery, investment against PF, 12% debentures of S Limited, face value 38,400 and interest is taxable, debtors and stock and cash as well as bank balance. So now let us move towards the additional information. The value of goodwill is to be considered as 48,640. Next, expected rate of return is 15%. The present market value of building 4,55,680. Before deducting tax at 50%, the company's average annual profit is 1,79,200. Find out company's fair value of equity share of, and that is the examination question of March 2012 of Saurashtra University. Example courtesy is also there in B.A. Shah Prakashan. Thank you. Okay, now moving towards the solution. The very first step, so that is to find out net asset. For intrinsic value we need to find net asset. So the rules for net asset, if the market value is given then that should be considered at market value, otherwise all the assets at book value. Next, the new value of goodwill has to be taken. So for total assets, directly I am taking first value of goodwill so that it should not be forgotten. 48,640, right? Then the present market value of building is also given. So let us follow the sequence of the question. After goodwill, furniture is given. So as there is no change in the value of furniture, 19,200 as it is. Then value of building is given. So we are going to consider new value of building, that is 4,55,680. Okay. Next, after building, machinery. So for machinery also, book value has to be considered 3,84,000. Next, investments against provident fund. So investment against provident fund, that has to be taken 32,000. Then 12% debentures of Sakshi Limited. See, here we are calculating the valuation of shares, right? At the time of calculating valuation of goodwill, we are going to exclude the non-trading investment, but here we are calculating the value of shares. So trading and non-trading, both the investments would be considered as your total assets. So investments against PF, that is trading investment, and this is non-trading investment, 10% debentures of S Limited, and face value is given, but we need to consider the market value 36,480. Name can be of any guys, but this has to be remembered. 36,480, right? We are not supposed to take the face value. Then debtors. Debtors less BDR 17,280. Sorry, 920. 17,920. Stock 25,600 and cash 9,280. So let us have a total 48,640 plus 19,200, 455,680, 384, 32, 36, 480, 17,920, 25,600 and 9,280. So the total comes up to 10,28,800. Okay, this is the total of your asset. At this point of time, you have to double check your answer, right, whether it is okay or not. After this, deduct total liabilities from the same. So the liabilities that we are given, starting from 15% debentures. See, liability side, whatever debentures are given, that would be considered as liability. But on asset side, the debentures are given. It means the company has invested in debentures of other company. So that is considered as investment. So this is our liability and this is our investment. So don't mix up both of this. After this, outstanding expense. Outstanding expenses 12,800. Then bills payable. Bills payable 8,000. Then creditors 16,000 and provident fund 32,000. Okay, let us add all this. 1,28,000 plus 12,800 plus 8,000 plus 16,000 and 32,000. The total comes up to 1,96,800. So by deducting the same, we get the answer 8,32,000. But don't forget to deduct preference shares, guys. So preference share capital rupees 3,20,000. So my net asset will be 5,12,000. This is my net assets. Okay. Now moving further, second step for calculating intrinsic value of our share. So let us place the formula. Intrinsic value of share. For formula, intrinsic value equals to net assets divided by number of equity shares. See, number of equity shares are directly given in the example, 32,000 equity shares. So here net asset is 5,12,000 rupees divided by 32,000 shares. So we have got the value of rupees 16. 16 rupees is the value of our equity shares. as intrinsic value of equity share comes to rupees 16, right? So this is how we can find out the intrinsic value of shares. Now moving towards finding out the yield value. Girls, I have explained all the steps and all the formula well in advance and well in detail in our first video session of this chapter, right? So you are supposed to listen to that very well. You need to memorize all the formula that I explained as well as I informed you to list it down in your notebook, right? So again and again you need to revise the step, then and then only you are able to understand, and then only you are able to memorize the same, right? So after calculation of intrinsic value of share, let us move towards our second method, that is yield value. So for yield value, we need a rate of dividend, and for the rate of dividend, we need to have an adjusted profit, right? So a couple of adjustments has to be done. Look at the example. We have given profit before 50% tax. So profit before 50% tax is 1,79,200, right? So here this is before tax. So firstly we need to deduct directly tax 50%, right? Because here trading investment and non-trading investment, both of them are considered as your asset. So its income is also considered as business income. So no need to deduct interest on non-trading investment from this, right? This income includes both of them and that has to be included. So there is no need to deduct. So I am direct deducting 50% of tax. See, the format of this adjusted profit is completely different for valuation of share as well as valuation for goodwill, right? So don't compare both of them. I have given you well and detailed note on the same, so read it every time. So here this is 89,600, which is called profit after tax. So after deducting tax from this, last item has to be deducted, that is preference dividend. So preference shares are 3,20,000 and rate of dividend is 10%. So in preference dividend is 32,000. So my final profit would be 57,600. So this is called my divisible profit or average adjusted profit. Clear? So this is the format for this example. We have given profit before tax and we want divisible profit or average adjusted profit after deducting preference dividend. Alright, so now moving further with the formula, percentage of dividend or rate of dividend. Formula, divisible profit divided by equity share capital into 100. So my divisible profit is 57,600. My equity share capital is 3,20,000 into 100. So 57,600 divided by 320 into 100. So my rate of dividend is 18%. Interpretation of this, if I have got equity share capital of rupees 3,20,000, if I am left with the profit of rupees 57,600, then it is said that I am earning 18% interest or 18% profit or 18% earning on my equity share capital, right? So percentage of dividend is 18%. Now yield value. So formula of yield value, percentage of dividend divided by percentage or rate of return or percentage of return into paid up value per share. Percentage of dividend divided by expected rate of return or percentage of rate of return into paid up value per share. Here the paid up value of equity share has to be considered. Alright. So percentage of dividend is 18%, rate of dividend is 15%, and paid up value per share, it is clearly given rupees 10 each. So 18 divided by 15 into 10. So my yield value comes to rupees 12. Okay. So yield value is 12 rupees. My intrinsic value was rupees 15 and yield value 16 and yield value is rupees 12. And the last one, that is third, fair value. So fair value of equity share, formula, fair value equals to intrinsic value plus yield value divided by 2. So intrinsic value is 6, yield value is 12 divided by 2. So my fair value is 14 rupees. So this is my final answer that I have asked in the example, right? So for finding out fair value, that is 14, you need intrinsic value as well as you need yield value. So before finding fair value, we need the answer of both of this. Therefore, firstly we have found out intrinsic value and then yield value. For finding out intrinsic value, what is the formula? Net asset upon number of shares. So number of shares can be taken from balance sheet directly, but we need to find out net asset, right? So this is what our examples sequence present. Starting from net asset, then intrinsic value, then divisible profit, percentage of dividend and yield value. After calculating all these things, then and then only the fair value of equity shares can be found out. Alright, so this is the example solution, right? I am just revising all these things for your better clarity. I am just changing the focus of the phone so that it is clearly visible to you all and you can have the snapshot of the same. See, this is the first page, net asset and intrinsic value, calculation of net asset and intrinsic value. Moving further, this is the second page called yield value, calculation of yield value. We have found out average adjusted profit or divisible profit first, and then we have calculated fair value. Alright, so intrinsic value 16, then 12 and then 14. Today's session is divided into 2 videos, guys. So this is the first one. I am ending up here. In the second video, we are going to solve our third example. Alright, thank you all.